This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Hacking with Kali Linux by Conley Walsh. Introduction. Kali Linux is a very advanced flavor of Linux, which is used for security auditing and penetration testing. After all the tools that we have looked at, it is pretty clear that if you want to succeed in the domain of security research, Kali Linux will provide with unlimited power to achieve the same. It is also clear that if you are just beginning with Linux, Kali Linux is not the place that you would want to start with, as it is a highly complex operating system created and aimed at achieving one goal, and that is security. This book discusses the different hats of hacking: the black, the white, and the gray. The black hat is the stereotypical idea of how most in society conceive hackers to be: the one who wants unauthorized access to the property or information of another. The white hat is the good guy, the one learning the tricks of the trade in order to prevent the exploitation of assets or track down offenders. The gray hat is a bit of a hybrid. They use their hacking skills, although without the prior knowledge or authorization of the owners, to expose weaknesses in systems so that those systems can be strengthened. Regardless of the motivations of any individuals, the knowledge base and general toolkit remain the same. Hacking requires an understanding of how computing equipment communicates on various levels, what vulnerabilities lie in both machines and networks, and how those vulnerabilities are exploited. This knowledge takes time, practice, study, and discipline to attain, and it is not something that everyday people are familiar with. As a result, skilled hackers have the ability to either inflict or prevent quite a bit of damage on individuals, organizations, and society. Each hacker should thus adopt some code of ethics to guide them. Even black hats will have some line that they will not cross in carrying out their attacks. Law enforcement is becoming very serious about information security and preventing pervasive attacks on individual identities, on commerce, and on government institutions. Laws and enforcement vary by location, but any hacker, black, white, or gray, should have a full understanding of the risks they are taking. This is especially true of beginning hackers who don't have the experience to either hide their tracks or to prevent collateral damage. An attack that is conducted improperly could erase or corrupt information, or cause other unintended consequences. That is why it is important to practice skills on one's own systems in an isolated sandbox until gaining enough confidence to attack another system. Maintaining the hacker's edge. There is a perpetual race going on between the hacker community and the information security community. When vulnerability is discovered, it tends to spread wisely and rapidly, as evidenced by the WPA crack attack described in Chapter 10. Security personnel try to keep up by constantly making patches or upgrades to protect systems. Hackers must constantly hone their craft and push limits in order to maintain an edge. Like any skill, hacker skills dwindle if not in regular use. Furthermore, the landscape in computer security is in constant flux. The open-source nature of most hacking tools means that there are frequent changes in functionality and syntax that must be kept up with. Vulnerabilities are published and patched on a near-daily basis, and encryption standards are being pushed very hard to provide better security against attacks. So to maintain an edge and to have a reasonable chance of becoming a successful hacker, one should do the following. 1. Maintain current versions of all operating systems, scripts, tools, and programming environments. 2. Practice skills on a regular basis, on a sandboxed environment, with emphasis on improving both speed and anonymity. 3. Periodically probe their own system and adopt the appropriate security measures. 4. Have a daily or weekly reading cycle on both offensive and defensive security developments, magazines, journals, web articles, message boards, dark web hacker communities, etc. Chapter 1. Hacking Basics. Now that you are a bit more familiar with ethical hacking and the importance of cyber law, we can continue to discuss the basics that you are required to understand in order to build a solid foundation.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.